Greetings fellow viewers and welcome back to Final Fantasy Record Keeper. We are continuing with our Final Fantasy X event. This is our story going into part 2 of the event. See what that's all about. Here we go, part 2. So we start off in the Macalania Lake Hunt. Enter the dungeon. So we're switching back to our normal party here as our FF10 party is a bit weak. Yeah, which is a shame, but what are you gonna do? Well, let's just go with it, fine. So, into the Macalania Lake Hunt Part 1. So, what was this part in the actual game? Well, you just as with the previous event, you just killed off Seymour, and then you've been branded traitors, and you get chased out of Guado Salam, basically. Branded traitors of Yevon, traitors of Yevon. And yeah, you're on the run. You head back to the... No, this was where you headed into Macalania Temple. I think that's right, anyway. It's been a while since I played FF10. So let's move on to part 2. No, actually you don't escape through Macalania Temple. What am I talking about? You have to escape back through the Macalania Lake. Where you eventually wound up in this giant open area, which was the beginning of the area where you fought the boss. And we'll see the boss in a minute in the next section once we've cleared this. Right, and there is the boss of the Macalania Lake Hunt. Looks like, I believe it was called the Wendigo. It was a powerful enemy which packed a powerful punch. Mainly physical prowess. So here comes the boss battle. We'll use our roaming warrior. I don't think we use our roaming warrior. It provides physical point. Well, let's just use it again. So when the Guado warriors die, or whatever they were called, they would cast, like you saw there, they cast Protect and Shell on the Wendigo, buffing him up so he takes less damage. So that's gonna do it for this section. Let's move on to the next one. See what that's all about. So after you've defeated the giant Yeti there, the Wendigo, there you go. The ice cracked and you fell into the ice. What fate awaits the party? We'll find out now. For our rewards we get the next part unlocked. 3000 gil, 10 white orbs, Mithril, Tidus memory crystal and Auron memory crystal. So they're starting to put Mithril in the mastery rewards now. So now we head off into the Sanubia desert. If we can get a really, someone's put a FF10 character with a unique one. Ah, let's use Maria. Not really seen that one yet. So the Sanubia desert, this was where the Al Bhed come from. We journey across the desolate Sanubia desert, searching various mechanica that has been dropped for scrap here, and eventually make our way to the Al Bhed home. Surprised there's no machina enemies here. Interesting thing about the machina in 10. Machina are basically the machines of the world. Riku could use her steel ability, and that would cause the machina to instantly fall apart and be defeated. Which is a pretty cool mechanic. So here we go to part 2. So that's the boss of this section, is it? Sandworm. So there was an area in the Sanubia desert where you had a choice of either going right or left. There was a sign that was written in Al Bhed. Al Bhed was a completely different language where they just swapped certain letters around. And in English it read powerful fiends left, weaker fiends right. So obviously if you're first starting out in the area you'd want to go right, whereas if you wanted a bit of a challenge you could go left, and if you went left there was a very high encounter rate there. Some of the enemies were particularly difficult. It is a place where you could grind out your party, but there were some decent rewards in there as well, and I think that's what this boss is all about. And I think it was a short route as well compared to going east rather than west. You still wound up in the same area. No, the Sandworm was a boss of the Sanubia desert. So here he is, the Sandworm. Let's use Meteor. So it had a mechanic where you were swallowed. Looks like Zidane got swallowed. So he can't act until the Sandworm releases him. Look at this burst of weight. It's beautiful. It's just a shame it doesn't do more effects. It doesn't shame it doesn't do anything more. It's just pure damage. But I suppose it's what you want for Black Mage anyway. And it's awesome for an FF2 skill. This is great. Oh no, Yuusha got swallowed. So yes, so in order to get your ally back you had to attack Sandworm. But if he did, he got slowed. And there, that's done. Let's move on to the final section of the video. As always, I'll only be playing through the first 3 here. Do the final 2 in the next video, and then we'll move on to the plus spells. Which I'm hoping is a lot easier than the FF12 plus battles. We've got 5000 gil, 10 ice orbs, Mithril, Waka memory crystal, Riku memory crystal, but apparently we already have it, so that gets converted. And let's move on to the airship. See if we get any decent roaming warriors. We get a miracle veil. Well, I want to see this one actually. So, sure, why not? Waiting to see any Tiduses that crop up or Wakas. I love this music as well. So I guess the boss of this is what's known as the Guardian of Bevel, which was the Great Worm type of dragon, Evere, something like that. So in this section of the game, the Albed's home from the Sunubia Desert was being attacked by the Guardos and Yevon. So you tried to save it, but ultimately caught. You met Sid, the Sid character for the game, who was the leader, sort of leader of the Albed, and also he was Riku's father, and so he was. Also, you found out that Yuusha was half Albed, and so he was Yuna's uncle, making Riku and Yuusha cousins or something. I don't think it was by blood. Ooh, a bit of lag there. So eventually, oh no, Yuusha got confused. So eventually, yeah, there's nothing you could do to save Guado Salam. I mean, not Guado Salam, the Albed home. Oh, thanks for unconfusing Yuusha. So you boarded the airship, which was actually discovered in the opening sequence of the game when Tidus first arrived at Zanarkand. Not Zanarkand, in Spira. And yeah, so you boarded that, and Sid ultimately decided to blow up the Albed home, taking all the fiends and Guado with it. And so you learn that Yuna's getting married to Seymour. She was taken from the home where she was being safeguarded, which is the Albed home. And so you decide to go and save her, obviously. Which is an awesome rescue cutscene, which we saw in the event movie. But you got attacked before you got to Bevel by, as I say, the Guardian of Bevel, which was a flying worm dragon called Evere. There you go. We'll use Stellar Circle Nice, we can use oh, I hope it's not resistant to wind. I hope we get to see Miracle, whatever it was. Ah, nice, we do. Use Miracle Prayer. I think it was Miracle Prayer. Oh, he's slowed as well, nice. Oh, Miracle Veil, there we go. Oh, she's in a wedding dress. That's cool. Alright, yeah. Looks like we're going to get barriers from now on then. I hope so anyway, that'll be an interesting mechanic to have. Be a pretty cool mechanic to have, save you from healing every now and then. Although in most plus and ultimate battles I imagine it'll be taken away fairly easy. That's a shame we don't have Weapon Master. Yeah, finish him off, Yuna. So there we have it, a very defeated. So in the game he would also shift from melee to ranged, and you had to control the airship in order to tell Sig to move closer or further away in order to avoid his attacks, which was a pretty cool mechanic as well. So for our rewards here we get, next part unlocked, 5000 gil, greater non-elemental orb times 10, Mithril, memory crystal load times 1 and Una memory crystal, but we already have it, so that gets converted. Yeah, sure, we'll follow. Nice to have one of the new banners. So that is going to do it for the first 3 sections of our part 2 playthrough of This Is Our Story, the latest Final Fantasy X event in Final Fantasy Record Keeper. Join us when we'll be taking on the final 2 sections before we move on to the plus battles. And that is going to do it for this video. Remember to hit that like button if you liked it, helps out a lot, and comment about the video if you want, and then I would ask you to check out the channel for some more Final Fantasy goodness or just gaming goodness in general, and subscribe if you wish. And as always, I will see you in the next episode.